Well, hello. That should have unmuted me automatically. It's okay. Welcome along to a brand new Chairboys live match day. My name's Dan Simpson. Thank you for watching. Now, have you got the feeling? I've got to be honest. I've got the feeling today. I don't want to speak too soon. I'm touching all the bits of wood around me. Stop it. But I've got that 3-point feeling. After Tuesday's magnificent battling draw with Watford, I think today could really be the day. We'll have to do it without Gareth Ainsworth. If you haven't seen the news, we posted it earlier on today. Gareth, he is resting up. He had back surgery yesterday. So we're all thinking of you, Gaz. Let him know that you're thinking of him in the comment section. We are thinking of you. Let's get those 3 points for you. And well, for everyone, because in a couple of hours' time, we're going to have a big announcement from the Prime Minister. So who knows what that's going to say. So let's go on a win today, I reckon. 3 o'clock kickoff, Sheffield Wednesday at home. We'll keep you busy for the next half an hour. Here's what's coming up on the show. It's a busy one. We'll be here till 2:45, 15 minutes before kickoff. Let's say hello to Nathan Meyer. Yes, let's get a win for Gaz today. I've been thinking, we know what Gaz is like on the touchline, heading every ball, used to do cartwheels, running around. I know that he's watching it on iFollow today. I wonder how he's going to lay flat enough to stay safe in his recovery. But Gaz, if you're watching, we all wish you a speedy recovery, just like Ollie Brady here. Now, you might have seen the team news. We've got the banner just floating around below. Let's head to pitchside now with our man of the moment. It's Matt Cecil. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Dan. I'm just heading outside, charging my battery. If you remember what happened the other night when I lost you mid-flow.
Yes.
Here we are at Adams Park, out in the pretty grotty autumn weather now. Those glorious sunny days of the early few days of the season are well behind us, but maybe a turn in weather might turn our form as well. And hopefully today is the day we get that result. And as you say, put a smile on the face of the gaffer, who's had a wretched couple of days. But hopefully, watching today on iFollow, he's going to be watching some good news, and then hopefully not too bad news from the Prime Minister at 5 o'clock. And hopefully our season will go from strength to strength after that.
Well, just a quick word on the gaffer then. Nothing tremendously serious in the moment in terms of what is serious and what isn't. But just a quick word about when we might expect him back on the touchline. What do you know? What can you tell us?
Yeah, I think everybody that was watching the game on Tuesday live on Sky Sports would have noticed he was not walking too well when he got to his interview, and they made reference to the fact that he had this back problem. And I think it's a slip disc or something similar that's really kind of been aggravated over the past few days to such a point that late Thursday night or Friday morning he was in such pain that he needed to be taken to hospital and have an operation yesterday. I spoke to him this morning. All went well. He's in good spirits, a little bit groggy, but he's just sort of getting all of his feeling back to how it should be. And he's hoping to be home, if not today, over the weekend. And it's going to be a day-by-day thing, really, to see how he's able to get back to training or on the touchline. He'll take medical advice and obviously do what's right for him. But he has full trust in the staff. This team of staff he's built up, and he's worked with Richard Dobson for 8-9 years, Waitsy and Kian and Josh, etc., Sam Grace. They all know what they're doing, and particularly today, with an unchanged side from Tuesday, the message is just do the same again. There's no big overhaul needed from the side. Gareth, I think, can watch the game comfortably knowing that everything's under control because the team did so well on Tuesday.
Well, let's talk about the team then. As you said, it's Richard Dobson. He's managing today. The last time I remember Dobbo taking charge, you can prove me wrong here, that's fine. It was away against Gillingham. I think it must have been 9 or 10 years ago. Has he done it since then?
Well, that was his one game as caretaker after Peter Taylor had got the chop and before Gary Waddock came in. Yeah, we lost 3-2 at Gillingham, 2009, that must have been. There was one game at Accrington, 2014, where Gareth was ill. He had such bad flu, he couldn't make the game. Dobbo took charge of that game, I think December 2014. We drew 1-1. Gareth had to watch that game through his brother's FaceTime. I think his brother was in the terrace, the open terrace on a December at Accrington. I can't imagine the picture quality was that great. Today, Gareth's got the luxury of 4-camera coverage, and the words of Phil Catchpole and Alan Parry on commentary. So he's going to get quite a VIP viewing experience from wherever he's watching the game today. And as you say, Dobbo lost one, drawn one as a manager so far. So today's the day to get the win.
And it's an unchanged 11, I think. Can you take us through it?
Yeah, I think they've kind of said, look, the personnel is the same. How they actually line up may depend on Sheffield Wednesday and how they come at us and what their approach is. But, understandably, after such a strong performance in midweek, why not go the same again? Real strength. Akinfenwa, that was his first start. And obviously, the big man needs some rest at times. But today's the day that really we want momentum to continue. So he starts. But on the bench as well, a couple of names that I think will encourage fans to see them back in the squad. Ryan Tafazoli, big commanding centre half. He's fit again after his ankle injury that he picked up against Swansea. And Anis Mehmeti, who just dropped off the bench on midweek just because they wanted a different option. I think with Alex Patterson being on there as more of a defensive grafter. But Anis, the creative number 10, he's back onto the bench today, giving Dobbo an option if required.
Now, just heading back to Tuesday very quickly, what did you see that made all the difference? Because it was a stunning performance pretty much across the board. Rocky right the way through to Akinfenwa, where everyone really did put a shift in. What do you think made the difference in that game? You've seen all of our matches so far this season. You've been there front and centre more than anyone else. Why do you think we were able to pick up that point when maybe we were a bit unluckier earlier on this season?
I think there was a combination of the way that the team was organised, but also some individual displays. I thought Akinfenwa was excellent. Dennis Adeniran is growing from strength to strength in the middle of the park. And wasn't it refreshing to see a Wycombe side or any team playing a 4-4-2? Two banks of four. The organisation, Dennis and Curtis scrapping in the middle, Horgan and Wheeler, wasn't it, out wide, putting in a great shift up and down the pitch, and then the big man little man combination that's worked so well for us so many times up front. It was organised. It was disciplined. It stopped Watford in their tracks. It forced a lot of mistakes from Watford, and they didn't look like a fallen Premier League side. I don't think. I think of the two, Wycombe looked the better side. Watford have acknowledged that. So it was a new look Wycombe. I think we're used to seeing the 4-3-3. We're used to seeing even this season maybe 4-2-3-1s and things, but a 4-4-2 did us really well, and we shall see whether the lineup's the same again today.
Now, we'll have Pete Kuhig. He should be joining us before the end. Oh, he's there. Pete, you're going to come on in about 15 minutes. Remember, click the link, please.
I thought it was 6 minutes. You're putting me on in 15 now?
Well, 6 minutes. You'll be on. It's a lot of time to wait. Can't let the boss down. Right. Anyway, he should be taking us through a bit more about Sheffield Wednesday, but just as a little history lesson for perhaps new Chairboys fans, the Sheffield Wednesday fans seem to have taken us to their heart. They're one of the only clubs around the country that actually seem to like us at the moment. So can you just remind us why they quite like the Chairboys?
Yeah, it was May 2012, the last time these two teams met. We headed north to Hillsborough, and we were already relegated. We'd lost the previous week to Notts County. We were down and kind of having a bit of a funeral, if you like, for our League One season. But we went in party style, fancy dress, in a tiny corner of Hillsborough with no roof. The rest of it, 38,000 Owls fans all going mad, hoping they got the win they needed to seal promotion, which they did quite comfortably. Wycombe, I wouldn't say rolled over that day, but didn't pose too much of a threat to the Owls. And there was just a very kind of celebratory mood around the whole stadium. Wycombe joined in with the celebrations, congratulated Sheffield Wednesday, taunted their local rivals a little bit, and I think there's just been a good spirit on social media throughout, and we've seen messages from them before Wembley games, before the Torquay game. There's been a lot of lovely feeling between the two clubs, but that could evaporate the two teams that are currently 23rd and 24th in the Championship, and if a relegation battle does ensue, then it may not be too amicable as the season goes on. For now we're friends, but let's wait until the game kicks off.
Let's wait till 5 o'clock. Awesome, Matt. Thank you for joining us. Go and make sure Pete is doing his research on Sheffield Wednesday. Cheers, pal. Pete will be on the show, hopefully, in, as I say, around 10 minutes' time. Now, Matt is a mainstay of Adams Park. He's been here for quite a while. We've had some new faces through the door recently, so let's check in with one of those now. Harry Gadd. Hello, Harry. He is the Global Marketing Executive for the Worldwide Wycombe Phenomenon. You're looking very official there, Harry.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I've scrubbed up for the day. Feeling good. I'm looking forward to it.
So one of the real joys of doing this, of now, I guess, being a person at the club that do these Chairboys live match days, is I seem to wake up pretty much every other day. First thing I see is Instagram follows from new Wycombe fan sites that are spreading all around the world. Can you tell us a bit more about your part in spreading the message of the worldwide Wycombe phenomenon all around the globe?
Sure, yeah. So from the sort of social media side of things, like you say, it's amazing the support that we have from other countries. Even sort of when I joined, the kind of like base level of interest that we already had was there. Like you've got fans sending in their flags from wherever they are, and literally all corners of the world represented. So yeah, since I've come in, kind of it's been my aim to sort of engage with them more, make them feel really sort of, kind of our official, unofficial, if we can recognise them as our supporters groups, give other fans their details to join so that hopefully, when sort of COVID permitting, they're able to meet up and watch games together. And yeah, like you say, literally every week we've got more and more groups that are joining us. I think last week we had Turkey, Chile and Greece to come and join the party. So yeah, it is growing every day. We're sort of almost up to 1,000 followers. We've got nearly 500 international members now. So yeah, no, it really is growing, and it's great to see so many Wanderers fans all around the world.
What's the strangest place that you found a little hub of Chairboys fans pop up?
I think we had one fan tweet us from over 12,000 miles away, down under. That was pretty impressive, seeing a Wycombe shirt all the way over there. We've sent our competition winner for a signed copy of FIFA was from Thailand. We've got pictures of fans holding up our flag down in Punta Arenas, sort of Patagonia, Argentina. So literally, you name it, like chances are we've had a Chairboy there. So yeah, it's great to see.
Without putting you on the spot too much and turning this into a job interview, although you are dressed for one, where's the goal for this? Like, where does it end up? We've got all these little hubs on Instagram, all these people that are following. What do we want to see this worldwide Chairboys phenomena become?
I think we really want to see Wycombe become a kind of household name in English football. You've got, it's probably at the moment not the first club that you think of when you think of football in England, but hopefully we can sort of match the success that we've had on the pitch off it in terms of putting ourselves out there as a club to support, sharing our values with them, making fans feel invested, enabling fans from wherever they are in the world to get our kit. It's really going to be different things for different sort of fans wherever they are. We've got some really cool ideas with sort of youth soccer coming up that we're looking at for next year over in the States. We've seen sort of like really good engagement on social media from sort of Spanish speaking countries. So yeah, the aim really is to kind of put us on the map. Now that we're in the Championship, we've obviously got a really good platform to do that. And try and get as many people supporting us as we can in whatever way they want to. That may be they may fall in love with us and we become their first team and they run one of our fan accounts for their country, or we could be their sort of second team that they choose to watch with their kids play youth soccer through an affiliate. So many ways to support us. We want to just basically help them to do that.
Now, last question.
Yeah.
Have you seen a fan club pop up in one of that strange, obscure part of the world? Not sure what's going on there. Have we got a fan club yet in Peterborough?
Not that I know of. I'll have to reach out to them, see if we can get some fans from there. Something tells me they may not be that keen, but we'll keep trying.
All right, well, you do that, Harry. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck, pal.
Thanks, Dan. Cheers.
Right, we're going to cross live to Pete in just a sec. We'll also be seeing what the club has been doing good deed-wise over the last week, what we've been doing to help out the local community. Before then, let's say hello to some people who have got in touch. If you want a shout out, if you want to get in touch, comment on the YouTube, get in your questions. We'll ask Pete when he turns up as well. Yes, hello to Neil. Yeah, we need this one. We do need this one. As I said earlier on, I've got that 3-point feeling. And I don't want to get too high because the lows are always much worse, aren't they? But I've got that 3-point feeling. We do need this one. And as Neil says, we all echo, get well soon, Gaffer. Also, we've got a new Chairboy in the mix. Donna, congratulations from everyone here at Wycombe Wanderers. Yes, let's get a win. Another reason to get a win for the new little Wanderer, Jamie Ella, who was born on Thursday night. Congratulations, Donna. This will be Jamie's first match. Shame he can't be here at Adams Park. I don't know, is 2 days after giving birth too soon to come to a football game? I'm not sure. But anyway, congratulations to Donna. Thank you so much for getting in touch. Let's see. Also, David Bassett's got in touch. A little bit of an update. Norwich have just gone second. They won away at Bristol City, which means we've already played 5 of the top 6. I know I keep having to say that to people when people ask me about our start. And I have to say, well, we have played 5 of the top 6. Dave, thank you so much for getting in touch. Now, you'll have seen football clubs, charities, businesses, local communities really pulling together over the last week in light of the tremendous work that Marcus Rashford is doing on the pitch to get kids free school meals. And who knows what might be announced today at 4 o'clock in Downing Street. It might be more important now than ever. So the club, we've got to work this week. We've got involved, and here's what's been going on.
The England and Manchester United striker Marcus Rashford has been talking passionately about his own experiences of child poverty as part of his campaign to provide free school meal vouchers for vulnerable children during the school holidays.
This is still going on at this, we're in 2020 now, and it's just something that I don't believe should be happening.
In the face of government resistance, companies the length and breadth of the country have been going way above and beyond to help in any way they can. And here at Wycombe Wanderers Football Club, we have been doing our best to help in any way we can too. Local chef Will Shaw, ably assisted by Ross, Amy, Nina and Finn from High Wycombe restaurant Lata Lata, prepared and served the food for the people who came along. Then Tim from 3B Hire provided a car to take the rest to local charities. And we caught up with Will to talk about his involvement in the project and how it came about.
Wycombe Wanderers approached me as one of the caterers here at the ground to reach out to local suppliers, companies, to provide food that we here at the stadium can cook, be nutritional, warming for the underprivileged in the area. If they were hungry, to come along, pop along today and tomorrow to grab hot meals. So we've got a chicken, mash, seasonal veg and gravy, and a bean casserole with, again, root vegetables, peas and carrots, and mashed potato. So it's healthy, nutritional food for the underprivileged kids in the area, or anybody, in fact, in the area that needs a hot meal in these horrible times that we face. Myself and Neil Peters, commercial, here at Wycombe Wanderers, approached several local supermarkets, Morrison's, Asda, and they provided some of the great produce for us, as well as gourmet artisan meats. Myself heading up the kitchen with Lata Lata as well of High Wycombe. We've got a team in the kitchen producing this food, portioning up, ready for all the people to come along and grab whatever they wish to. Nationally, I think it's a great effort. The hospitality, from my point of view, have been hit very hard with COVID, as lots of other industries. I can only speak for my own events and hospitality, being spearheaded by Marcus Rashford to help underprivileged people to get them a nutritional meal. So all the supermarkets, greengrocers, fishmongers, the supply chain of hospitality coming together to feed underprivileged people in worse places than we are, I think it's a great thing to do. I know the government's stretched in their efforts to do things nationally, so anything we can do help local community-wise to spread the word and be involved with a great club like this as well, absolutely fantastic.
It's amazing, isn't it, to see us being one of the first football clubs to get involved. We've done some pretty amazing things over the last few seasons now, getting promoted to League One, then getting promoted to the Championship. But for me, that really is right up there, to be setting a precedent as a football club. Now, it's time to go to our, I guess, slight opposition correspondent. I think he's been doing some research. It's the CFO. He can certainly tell us what's happening with the club. Pete Coohig, hello.
What's up, my man? How are you?
Yeah, good. I did a little stutter there. I sounded like I remixed myself.
Yeah.
Now, we just saw the free school meals video, a fantastic initiative that the club have got involved with. Tell us a bit more about why we have got involved. Why are we one of the first football clubs that are really doing this? When did it all come about for us?
David Wheeler kind of got the ball rolling. It's hard to keep the days straight nowadays. Probably less than a week ago, and Neil and Will. I think it was in a conversation. I think it was in one of David and Rob. Have a continuing conversation about the world and everything in it. And every once in a while, Dave comes up with a pretty good idea, and this was one of them. And we just ran with it. Neil and Will and everybody else did, and Emily. Everybody did a great job putting it together as quickly as possible. As quickly as we did it. It was pretty key trying to get it done while the kids were out of school. We also are delivering some of the extra food that was available. We're going to be delivering it to some schools and some stuff and some other places around town. So, it's kind of one of those things that just happens at Wycombe. We just try to do our part, really.
It's so nice to have you on these Chairboys lives with some regularity now. If you're watching, if you've got any questions to ask one of the people in charge, get them down in the comments below. I'll pipe them up on screen, and we will put Pete to the test. I've already seen one, which I'm going to ask you in a little bit. Now, very quickly, last time we spoke to each other before Tuesday's game, you were very, very optimistic, incredibly optimistic, and that came through. How are you feeling about today's game?
Optimistic again. Confident, really, would be a better term than optimistic. I mean, the boys have put in some very high quality matches over the past few weeks, and are really finding their footing in the championship. And it's frustrating, but also surprising that we're only on 1 point. But it hasn't affected a single person in the changing room. They are all as confident. Not as confident. Their confidence is growing, and it's been amazing to watch. That match Tuesday night was phenomenal. I mean, that was against Watford. £50 million player wage budget in the Premier League. It's weird. We keep playing these teams that have. Last year, I owned in Fantasy Premier League. It's nuts.
Today we've got Sheffield Wednesday. So I don't know too much about Sheffield Wednesday because I've been looking up.
Yeah.
Now they've had a very strange summer. What can you tell us about them so far that you have studied the Championship meticulously?
Well, one of the things that happens in football is that injuries happen, and one of the reasons I think we don't have, we probably don't have as many points. We've been pretty injured early part of the year. Now everybody's back healthy. I think what's happened on Wednesday over the last couple of weeks is that the injuries have mounted. They had to bring Iorfa back, I think, a little bit early from injury. He just started training maybe last week, and he's already in the lineup again today because over the last couple of matches, they've lost a couple of their center backs. That said, Sheffield Wednesday is a very deep quality squad. And you look at the lineup, that's a heck of a lineup that they put out there. But look at what the lineup that we put out there today, and I feel confident about our chances.
Well, let me talk to you about that lineup. I have said that if you've got a question that you want to ask Pete, within reason, I will post it to him. Nashi has got in touch. Now, before I put this question on screen, Pete, so you can see it, I don't want to hear about the character off the pitch, strictly what they do on the pitch, okay? You know all the players better than almost anyone around Adams Park. Who is your favourite player on the pitch? The style. I know it's going to be really hard because you don't want to... I imagine you're going to try and sit on the fence with this one, but I know that you used to play yourself over in America. You got to a pretty good level. Who is your favourite player? I guess who do you see yourself as on the pitch?
I think my game back when I was young and could run, I was Wheeler's up there. I was a pretty, obviously not as good as David Wheeler because he's a phenomenal player, but pretty similar attributes to Wheels. I could kind of get up and win headers back in the day. I can't anymore. I played striker, but I also like to get involved defending as well, which is probably one of David's best attributes. How many times have you seen him screaming back to help on defense? Probably the most similar. My favorite player? I gotta go. That's tough, dude.
I know. I tell you what. I think you've done well enough with that. I think. Well, come on. I think you've done well enough of that. I'm always putting you on the spot here.
AJ, come on.
Listen.
I did play 1 year at left back, so and I've been known to score from a corner kick, just like our boy JJ as well. So he's up there too. So did I straddle the fence enough?
I think you got away with that. Listen,
I will tell you who my favorite Sheffield Wednesday player of all time is.
please go for it.
John Harkes scored one of the greatest goals I've ever seen for Sheffield Wednesday, maybe early mid-90s against Peter Shilton. I think it was goal of the year. He's one of my favorite American players ever. And I think that was goal of the year in the Premier League that year.
Now, I don't want to get too personal on these Chairboys Live. I know that you've just finished quarantining because you managed to get back and spend a week with your family. But Rich wants to know, how are you coping living here at the moment and then not being able to see your close family?
It is very, very hard. The game plan was I would go back quite often for visits until, we got everything organized to where they could move over. And obviously the events of the last 7-8 months have really impacted, my ability to visit back home, as well as put it just makes it impossible to plan. Can we move on to the next subject? I don't like that one.
That's all right. That's okay. Let's do this one. Gary asks, what's the score going to be, Pete? Come on. What's the score? You're very optimistic. What's it going to be?
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, I'd love to see us keep a clean sheet as well. I would love to see us keep a clean sheet. Listen, also, some people have been asking how they...
So clean sheet, I haven't seen what Rocky's wearing. Is he in the Mardi Gras kit or the Black Keeper kit? Because I keep telling him the first clean sheet is coming when the Mardi Gras kit gets worn, but I don't know where it is.
Is there a link there? Do we know why? Is it just change as good as the rest?
The Mardi Gras kit is infused with voodoo.
That's what happens when you get people in from New Orleans. Right.
That's
so,
right.
Pete, very quickly, we've had a few people get in touch who really enjoy the initiative that we're doing with free school meals. They want to know if they can give any help to this. Is there any way that fans can kind of do it if they've got cooking expertise? Do we need anything like that?
Well, we did it Thursday and Friday, and then we're doing the deliveries. Honestly, the team is really, it's amazing how many volunteers got involved. As you saw with Will and his crew and those guys, we actually have everything handled. So
good.
Appreciate the offer though.
And I will leave you with this question, one last question. And it's all about, I would say, one of US soccer's greatest exports. It comes in from Stephen, who asks, is Landon Donovan overrated?
No.
There you go. Fine. That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know, Pete. Well, listen. Thank you so much. I'm excited to hear you finally back in Adams Park, being nice and loud, getting behind the team while Gaz can't be here today.
I do need to watch myself a little bit. I like to stay positive. I like to cheer on our boys. I'd never cheer against the other team, and I like to keep. I don't like to yell at refs, and I found myself doing that at one of the matches earlier this year. So I'm gonna maintain cool, calm composure today, unless we get another bad call. And then it's going to be really hard, Dan.
I'm going to keep my eye on you. Straight away.
I got to tell you this. They balance out. All of my English football friends keep telling me that these calls balance out over time. So I'm expecting 6-7 ridiculously good calls here shortly.
Doesn't make it any sweeter when they happen against you. Doesn't make it any sweeter, the knowledge that maybe they might balance out one day. Listen, Pete, I'll leave you to escape the change room, looks like, and go and get yourself set up, all right?
Yeah, we'll give the boys. We'll give a little sneak peek. I think of the.
So this is the tunnel. What you're looking at is the tunnel.
Yes, the tunnel. The Ignite third changing room, I believe, is the cumbersome technical name for this place. But it is. It's really cool. There they are. There's the boys. Oh, Scotty just passed by. See, I keep missing them. They're coming. Getting ready for that team.
There we go.
Before victory.
All right, getting ready, right. They've got things to do. They've got games to win, 3 points to get. Pete, you've got football to watch. You've got a club to run. So we'll say goodbye. See you later. Thanks for joining us. And thank you very much for watching another Chairboys Live match day. Yes, stay safe. Let's hope nothing too drastic happens in about an hour's time off the pitch. And in a couple of hours' time, let's hope we get 3 points for everyone. For the new chairboy that we've got, brilliant news. Well done, Donna. And also for Gareth Ainsworth as well. We wish him all the best. Thank you for watching. Get your iFollow codes now if you haven't got one. And come on the Chairboys.